The Farmer Who Waited by the Tree. A gentle bedtime story, inspired by an ancient Chinese tale. Good evening, dear friend. Find a comfortable place to rest. Allow your eyes to grow heavy. Take a slow, peaceful breath in, and gently breathe out. Let the worries of the day drift away like clouds across a quiet evening sky. Tonight I will tell you the story of a farmer, a rabbit, and an old tree. It is a story from long ago, passed down through many generations, a story about patience, hope, and learning to trust the steady rhythm of life. Long ago, in a peaceful village surrounded by green hills and golden fields, there lived a farmer named Liang. Liang was a simple man. He did not own a large house. He did not wear expensive clothes. He was neither rich nor famous. But he had a small piece of land, a warm home, and a quiet life. Every morning before sunrise, Liang woke to the sound of birds singing outside his window. The air was cool and fresh. The sky was painted with soft shades of pink and gold. Liang would wash his face with water from a stone well and enjoy a simple breakfast. Then he would walk along a narrow dirt path toward his field. The village was peaceful at that hour. Only a few people were awake. Smoke drifted gently from chimneys. Dogs stretched lazily beside doorways. The world seemed calm and still. Liang loved the morning. He loved hearing the wind move through the grass. He loved watching the sunlight slowly spread across the fields. And he loved working with the earth. Day after day, year after year, Liang planted seeds. He watered crops. He removed weeds. He repaired fences. He worked beneath the summer sun and the autumn sky. Sometimes the harvest was good. Sometimes it was not. But Liang understood something important. Good things often take time. The earth did not rush. The seasons did not rush. And so Liang tried not to rush either. One beautiful spring morning, something unusual happened. The sky was clear and blue. A gentle breeze danced through the wheat. Liang was busy pulling weeds when he suddenly heard a strange sound. Rustle, rustle, rustle. Something was moving quickly through the tall grass. Liang looked up. A rabbit was running across the field. Its little feet moved so quickly they almost seemed to fly. The rabbit looked frightened. Perhaps it had heard a loud noise. Perhaps it was running from danger. No one knew. The rabbit ran faster and faster. It crossed the field in a blur. And then, thump! The rabbit ran straight into an old tree standing near the edge of Liang's land. The rabbit struck the tree so hard that it fell to the ground. Liang stared in surprise. For a moment he wondered if he was dreaming. Slowly he walked toward the tree. The rabbit lay still. Liang could hardly believe his good fortune. A rabbit had practically delivered itself to him. That evening Liang carried the rabbit home. He prepared a warm meal. As he sat by the fire, he smiled. "What luck," he said quietly. "What an extraordinary day." Outside, the moon rose above the village. The old tree stood silently beneath the silver light. Liang went to bed feeling fortunate. But as he lay beneath his blanket, a thought appeared in his mind. A small thought, a tempting thought. If one rabbit ran into that tree today, he whispered to himself, perhaps another rabbit will do the same tomorrow. The idea seemed harmless. In fact, it sounded quite reasonable. Liang closed his eyes and drifted to sleep. The next morning he woke up as usual. He walked to his field. But instead of working, he looked toward the old tree. The memory of the rabbit filled his thoughts. After all, working in the field was hard. Waiting beside the tree seemed much easier. So Liang sat beneath the tree. He waited and waited. The morning sun rose higher, birds sang, clouds drifted across the sky, but no rabbit came. Perhaps this afternoon, Liang thought. So he continued waiting. The afternoon passed slowly, still no rabbit. When evening arrived, Liang returned home empty-handed. The next morning he tried again. Surely, he thought, another rabbit would appear. He sat beneath the tree. The hours passed. The breeze moved gently through the leaves. The sunlight warmed the earth. But no rabbit came. Days became weeks. Weeks became months. Liang spent more and more time waiting beneath the tree. His field received less attention. Weeds began to grow. The soil became dry. The young plants struggled. His neighbors noticed. One day an elderly farmer walked by. He saw Liang sitting beneath the tree. "What are you doing?" the old farmer asked kindly. "I'm waiting for another rabbit," Liang replied. The old farmer smiled gently. "My friend," he said, "luck is a visitor. It does not live here." But Liang ignored the advice. He continued waiting. Another week passed, then another. The harvest season arrived. The neighboring fields were filled with healthy crops. Golden rice swayed in the sunlight. Farmers worked happily, gathering the rewards of their labor, but Liang's field looked very different. Weeds covered the ground. Many plants had failed to grow. The harvest was poor, very poor. For the first time, Liang felt worried. One evening he sat beneath the old tree and looked across the village. He watched his neighbors bringing food home. He watched families laughing together. He watched children playing in the fading light. And suddenly he understood. The rabbit had been a gift, a lucky accident. But he had mistaken luck for a plan. He had stopped doing the work that truly mattered. The old tree stood quietly beside him. The same tree, the same field, the same sky. Yet somehow everything felt different. Liang closed his eyes and listened to the wind. The wind seemed to whisper a simple truth. The harvest comes from planting. The garden grows from care. The future is built one day at a time. No shortcut could replace patient effort. No lucky moment could replace steady work. The next morning, Liang woke before sunrise. For the first time in many months, he walked past the tree without stopping. Instead, he picked up his tools. He returned to the field, he pulled weeds, he watered crops, he repaired broken fences. He worked quietly from morning until evening. The work was not easy. But little by little, the field began to improve. The soil grew healthier. New plants appeared. Green shoots reached toward the sun. The seasons continued to turn. Spring became summer. Summer became autumn. And once again, Liang gathered a good harvest, not because of luck, not because of a rabbit, but because he had returned to the simple wisdom he once understood. Years later, Liang often told the story to children in the village. The children always laughed when they heard about the rabbit running into the tree, and Liang laughed too. But then he would smile and say, "Never spend your life waiting for another rabbit. Fortune may visit once in a while, but your future is built by what you do each day." The children would nod thoughtfully, and the old tree would stand quietly nearby, listening to the story it had helped create. As the years passed, Liang grew older. His hair turned silver. His steps became slower, but his heart remained peaceful. He no longer chased luck. He no longer waited for miracles. Instead, he trusted the steady rhythm of life, one day at a time, one seed at a time, one season at a time. And perhaps that was the greatest lesson of all. Now the sun has set. The fields are quiet. The old tree stands beneath the stars. A gentle breeze moves through the leaves. The village sleeps peacefully. And somewhere far away, a rabbit hops softly through the moonlit grass. Not toward the tree, not toward danger, just peacefully following its own path beneath the night sky. And now, dear friend, it is time for you to rest as well. Let your thoughts become calm. Let your breathing become slow. Feel the comfort of the night around you. Like the farmer, release your worries. Trust tomorrow to arrive in its own time. And as the stars shine quietly above, may you drift gently into a peaceful and restful sleep. Good night.